Foods with no carbs and no sugar. Sounds good for weight loss, right? If we do not eat carbs, our bodies will burn fat for energy, and there begins our weight loss journey. Well, that's not true, and in fact, foods with no carbs and no sugar are going to cause more harm than good. Let's find out why. But first, you need to understand that sugars are the simplest forms of carbohydrates. For example, glucose. Glucose is a carbohydrate and is one among the simplest sugars, the monosaccharides. Now, if indeed you were to eat foods with no carbs and no sugar, then you would have to remove all forms of added sugars, juices, fruits, nuts and seeds, grains, and vegetables from your diet. Because all of the food items mentioned previously contain sugars, thus carbs, which you are trying to avoid. When you eliminate all these food items from your diet, you only have foods from animal sources that you can eat, such as red meat, such as beef and lamb, animal fats, such as butter and ghee, eggs, and fatty fish. As for beverages, you would only be able to drink water, black coffee, and plain tea. So if you are really thinking of a diet of foods with no carbs and no sugar, then this is what your rough intakes would look like. 70 to 80% of calories from fat, 20 to 30% of calories from protein, and 0% of calories from carbohydrates, or carbs. As you can see, with this kind of diet, you must eat a lot of fat. And do you know what are the concerns associated with a high fat intake? Well, if you consume a lot of fat, it can cause buildup of plaque in your blood vessels. If you keep consuming even more fats than needed, then this plaque continues to grow and then it blocks your blood vessels. Now, because of this plaque in your blood vessels, your organs do not get enough oxygen. If formation of plaque occurs in what is known as your coronary arteries, your blood vessels cannot deliver enough oxygen, which is dissolved in your blood, to your heart muscles, and then boom, you can get a heart attack. This is just one of the reasons why a diet consisting of high intakes of fats is not recommended. Now, there is an even more important reason why a diet with no carbs and no sugars is not recommended. Glucose, the simplest carbohydrate, is needed for most body functions, and even your brain and nervous system use glucose as fuel to be able to function properly. Now, when you cut down on all carbs, your body does not get the glucose that it needs. What happens next? If glucose is not available, your body will start to break down protein to make the glucose it needs. The human body is remarkable. Your body can use proteins to make glucose. However, this is harmful. That's because proteins are very important for functions such as bone and muscle growth. And when the proteins are broken down, you will start to lose lean tissue and you will become feebly and look sickly. When glucose is not available, your body starts to face another problem. Fat molecules combine together to form what is known as ketone bodies. This condition is called ketosis. These ketone bodies are very acidic, and when high levels of ketone bodies accumulate in your body, they cause an imbalance in the pH of your body. So, carbohydrates are essential for body functions, and you should not totally eliminate carbs from your diet. Now, here are some weight loss tips you can use instead of eliminating carbs from your diet. Try portion control. Instead of consuming large servings of foods, eat smaller quantities so that you still get all the nutrients your body needs without consuming excess calories and thus supporting weight loss in a healthy manner. Consume more whole grain foods, as these are rich in dietary fibers, and dietary fibers add bulk to the diet and give you the feeling of being full such that you will not overeat. To include dietary fibers in your diet, you can start by eating whole grain oats. Other foods that you can eat are broccoli, sweet potatoes, almonds, lentils, and avocado. These not only provide dietary fiber, but plenty of vitamins and minerals as well, which will contribute to your overall health. Limit food items which contain added sugars. Added sugars are simply syrups and sugars added to foods to provide sweetness and to aid in browning, such as in baked goods. Corn syrup and concentrated fruit juice have added sugars in them, so try to limit your intake of these food items to control your sugar intake. Eat more foods that contain complex carbohydrates, as this will help you to control your body weight and maintain lean tissue. Whole wheat bread and starchy vegetables like peas are foods which contain complex carbs. Also, if you want to lose those pounds, you should take out time to practice any sort of physical activity. Even brisk walking for 30 minutes regularly can help you lose excess fat. Make sure you eat nutritious foods regularly and include more vegetables and fruits in your diet instead of opting for pizza and other fast foods. Fast foods are made with a lot of excess oil that is not good for you if you are trying to lose weight. Here, moderation is key and not elimination. Otherwise, when presented with the opportunity, you will then have the tendency to overeat, and again, this will thwart your efforts to lose weight.